Hey everybody, just doing a review for this Powdeom 158Wh mini power station. And so just taking a look at the box real quick that the unit comes in, just a really plain box, nothing too notable about it. It does have these specifications over at the back in case you want to take a look at that right there. And so what's included in the box is the manual, the power station of course, and this AC charging adapter because this power station does recharge through the DC input port right over there. But also, something that I just figured out is that you can also recharge this power station using the USB-C port, which is great. We're going to be testing that out in this review as well. Yeah, taking a look at the manual real quick, I just wanted to show you guys that the recharging is actually one of the cooler things about this power station because the AC recharging recharges this mini power station at 30 watts. If you're using the USB-C power delivery port to recharge it, you can recharge it at 65 watts, provided that you're using a 65 watt power delivery port to recharge the unit. But once again, a USB-C charger is not included in the box. Just want to remind you. And so yeah, I mean, car charging. Don't know about car charging. You would have to have the right adapter. Solar charging. Yeah, with solar charging, you would have to have the right connection to input into the DC input port or maybe the USB-C input port. Oh wait, actually with car charging, you could use a USB-C car charger. Yeah, my bad. I had a little bit of a brain fart right there. But yeah, that is the manual right there. And so just taking a look at the power station itself, it is a small one. Like this is absolutely a mini power station. This is probably as mini as you're going to get. It does have a 7.5 inch by 3.5 by 3.5 inch form factor. So it does have a form factor of a cube. When it comes to the width, it does weigh 4 pounds. So this is absolutely lightweight in comparison to higher capacity power stations, because a lower capacity and a lower output means that this is going to be using a smaller inverter and less batteries. And so yeah, you can absolutely take this power station wherever you want to. When it comes to a road trip for daily use, you cannot take this on a plane though. I think the power capacity is way too high to take this on a plane. So yeah, just double check on that. But yeah, it does have a 158 watt hour capacity along with a 150 watt continuous power output and a 200 watt peak output. And so yeah, there we go. That's it right there. All your functional parts are going to be at this side of the power station. And the power station is made of, I think, aluminum alloy. This definitely doesn't feel like plastic, but it might be plastic. I think the texture just might make it feel like aluminum, but it just feels pretty high quality. Over on this side, I think this is the vent for the internal fan. I think these rubber pads, could you place the power station like this? I suppose you could, but I would recommend keeping the power station like this because it keeps the air flowing from the vents. And this is the handle right over here at the top. It makes it easier to hold. Once again, this does weigh 4 pounds. With this handle, it just makes it easier to hold. And over on this side, yeah, so the functional parts. And so when it comes to turning on the power station, you just have to press this power button once, I believe, and it turns on basically the entire unit. And with that, it shows the power capacity remaining. This is the button for the flashlight. Just press that once. I think it turns on the constant on mode. Press it again. Turns on the strobe mode, and press it again, it has the SOS mode. There are 3 USB type A standard ports that each that share a 15 watt output. There is a single USB type A quick charge port, and like I mentioned before, there is a 65 watt USB-C power delivery port, and this is a DC barrel port that has a 12 watt output. This is the single AC outlet. To turn on the AC outlet, you do have to press this button once, and there is a green light that shows that it has been turned on right there. This is the DC input port, the port that you can use to recharge the power station using the included AC adapter. And so yeah, there we go. I'm going to get to testing it out right now. I'm going to start testing out the charging ports first, and then we'll move on to the AC outlet. I'm going to do a AC capacity test to see how much capacity I can pull from this power station from the AC outlet. And so yeah, with that said, let's get to testing out the charging ports first, and we'll move on from there. All right, guys, so just back charging from the Powdeom power station. I am charging this Lenovo laptop from the USB-C port. I am charging my Galaxy Note 9 from this USB type A quick charge port. And so the Note 9 is fast charging, so no surprises right there. And my Lenovo laptop is charging at about 26 watts, which is its max charging speed. Well, just about, yeah, I would say that's its max charging speed right there. And so yeah, the charging ports are functioning how they're supposed to. When I plugged in the Lenovo laptop, the laptop just started charging automatically. Like I didn't have to press any buttons on the power station. Like I didn't even have to press this power button right over here. But when it came to charging my Galaxy Note 9, I did have to press the power button to activate the USB Type A port. So just something to know. And so yeah, I mean the charging ports are working how they're supposed to. And so this is basically how you would use a mini power station like this to charge like small devices like a phone, a laptop. If you wanted to power maybe a small appliance through the AC outlet, you could do that as well. But the charging ports are definitely the main attraction for this mini power station. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Charging ports work well. And so yeah, with that said, let's move on to testing out the AC outlet to see how that performs. And let me run a AC capacity test as well. All right, guys. So just before testing out the AC outlet, I just thought, why not just show you guys the recharging for this Powdeom Mini power station. And so I've got the AC charging brick and a U-green charger right over here. I'm going to test out the dual charging method that this power station does take. Because the AC input speed maxes out at 30 watts, and I believe the USB-C power delivery input maxes out at 65 watts. And when you charge them both at the same time, you can recharge this power station at about 95 watts, which is really fast, and that can get the power station back to full power within about 2 hours to 3 hours from 0 to 100%. And I know this setup looks really convoluted. That's because I couldn't plug in this charger and the AC charging brick into the AC outlets directly for this River 2 power station. And the reason why I wanted to recharge this Powdeom power station via the River 2 power station is so I could show you guys the wattage input speed for this mini power station. So yeah, I mean, I just had to use the surge protector to do so, to actually use them both at the same time from the River 2. And so yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and test out the recharging for this mini one. And so yeah, we should be able to get a 30 watt input speed for this mini power station. The screen on the River 2 is reading 35 watts, so a bit higher than the specifications says it's able to recharge at. And let me also plug in this USB-C port. The USB-C port on this U-green charger is rated for 100 watts, so that's more than enough to recharge this Powdeom power station at 65 watts. So let's plug that in, and we should be able to get about a 95 watt input speed for this mini one. Just take a look at the screen for the River 2. Oh yeah, look at that, 100 watts of input going into the Powdeom Mini power station. So that is impressive, because with a 158 watt hour capacity, you're going to be looking about at maybe an hour and a half, I would say, of recharge time going from zero to 100%. And so yeah, I'm just going to wait for this to get back to 100%, and then I'm going to run a AC capacity test to see how much of that 158 watt hour capacity I can actually use. Alright guys, so just back powering this mini crock pot from the Powdeom Mini power station, and I do have this watt meter connected to it to measure the wattage output, and I'm also measuring for the AC capacity. I'm doing a AC capacity test as well, because I recharged the Powdeom Mini power station back to its full power. And so yeah, I mean, I'm just testing out the output as well right here. I do have the mini crockpot set to its high setting. We're currently getting a 95 watt output, so I mean, this mini power station should be able to handle it. And it has been handling it. I've had this like test running for about 2 minutes so far, I believe. And yeah, I mean, you can probably hear the fan as well. It's not exactly loud, but it's audible. This unit does have a internal fan in it, and we're currently at 90%. So that capacity is definitely dropping fast, which is expected. I'm not surprised about that. And yeah, I'm just going to come back to see if this mini power station is able to handle this output continuously until the unit reaches 0%. And also going to see about that capacity efficiency to see how much of that 158 watt hours I can actually use. Alright you guys, so I did run down the capacity for the Powdeom Mini power station down to 0%, and I'm powering the watt meter using this River 2 power station because it's obviously recharging right now. And so what I ended up getting was a 130 watt hour capacity, and that gave me about a 82% efficiency rating for this mini power station, which is pretty good in my opinion. So you are able to use most of the capacity of the Powdeom power station. So there we go. And also one other thing I wanted to test out is if I could, is if this mini power station is able to do pass-through charging. So if I'm able to use the AC outlet and recharge it at the same time. And let me go ahead and test that out right now. Just plug this in. This I'm using a Lenovo laptop charger right over here. Yeah, this is it right over here. It uses a USB-C connection, which is right over here. I'm just gonna charge it. I'm just gonna charge my Galaxy Note 9 to test out if I'm actually able to use the AC outlet while the unit is recharging. And it looks like I did turn on the AC outlet right there. I think the green light for the AC section just turned on. And let me plug in my yeah, okay, there we go. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I didn't think that pass-through charging was going to be possible with this mini power station, but it is. So you are able to recharge it and use the AC outlet, and likely you can probably also use the charging ports as well. So pass-through charging is possible with it. And so yeah, there we go. Nothing really much else to talk about for the Powdeom Mini Power Station. I like it. It's a relatively inexpensive mini portable power source. Of course, you're not going to be able to power high wattage appliances. The AC outlet can be very useful for powering, I would say, light sources like a lamp. And also, if you're powering a light source, there's a high chance that it's also a low wattage light source, like most light sources are. And so yeah, that is my review for the Powdeom 158 watt hour mini power station. Down in the description below, I will have a link to the product page as well as a link to the review article over at chargerharbor.com. You can find that down in the description, and I will see you all on the next video. All right, goodbye.